Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome here to AJ Kelly Park. This is round 3 of the National Premier League Queensland competition between Peninsula Power and Olympic FC. Team lineups are in for the match this evening. For the visitors, Olympic FC, number 1, Lachlan Duke. Number 2, Jackson Simpson. Number 4, Sam Coogan. Number 5, Rory Scott. Number 6, Lewis Greenwood. Number 8, Firmino Sono. Number 10, Kenshin Takahashi. Number 11, Ty Cobb. Number 12, Cameron Annis Wade. Number 17, Declan Lawrence. Number 18, Matt Reed. Substitutes number 9, Ty Flemington. Number 14, Hudson Slater. Number 15, Damon Gorrell. Number 20, Lachlan Hunter. Number 23, Hensir Yu. And number 34, Jack Tarrant. Coach is Chris Grossman. Line up the home side, Peninsula Power. Number 1, Jordan Patel. Number 2, Reece Gray. Number 4, Joseph Hitchcock. Number 6, Michael McGowan. Number 8, Josh Woolley. Number 10, Nia Joseph. Number 17, Daniel Driver. Number 18, Reece Messina. Number 20, Daniel Clark. Number 21, Ethan Kovach. Number 24, Connor McKenzie. Substitutes, number 5, Joshua Phelps. Number 7, Kane Gibbs. Number 9, Hiroshi Mirazawa. Number 13, Jacob Maloney. 15, Anchiarello. And number 23, Ivan Ozzie. Coach is Aaron Phil. Royal Park. This is round 3 of the National Premier League Queensland competition, and it's Peninsula Power and Olympic FC.
A very good evening, everyone, and welcome to AJ Kelly Park for this round 3 match from the 2026 NPL Queensland season. James Coughlin here to bring you all the action on FQTV as Peninsula Power host Olympic in this Saturday night special. For Power, they're one of 3 sides off to a perfect 2-from-2 start, and they would love to keep that going against a side they've had plenty of recent success against. Meanwhile, Olympic are chasing a return to the top 4 for the first time in the post-Ben Kahn era, and head coach Chris Grossman has assembled a squad to compete with the best. Heading back to Goodwin Park with all 3 points would be a real statement of intent at this early stage. However, they will have to overcome a rough run of recent results in this fixture, losing the last 6 head-to-head encounters. The teams are out on the pitch as the rain has started falling here on the Peninsula. Let's run through the lineups for both sides, and starting with Penn Power. Aaron Philp has selected, as always, the goalkeeper Jordan Thurtell, number 2 Reese Gray, 4 Joseph Hitchcock, 6 Michael McGowan, 8 Josh Woolley, 10 Naya Joseph, 17 Danny Driver, 18 Reese Messina, 20 Dan Leck, 21 Ethan Kovac, and 24 Connor McKenzie. The focus will be on Danny Driver and Dan Leck as they take on an Olympic side where they experienced plenty of joy with over the last few seasons. Meanwhile, for Olympic, head coach Chris Grossman has made a couple of changes after last week's loss against Wolves at Goodwin Park, starting with the goalkeeper Lachlan Duke, number 2 Jackson Simkin, 4 Sam Cogan, 5 Rory Scott, 6 Lewis Greenwood, 8 Fumi Sono, 10 Kenshin Takagichi, 11 Ty Cobb, 12 Cameron Annis Wade, 17 Declan Warnes, and 18 Matt Reed. Those 2 changes, Tom Larkin and Sazdo Georgiev, miss out entirely, with Reed and Scott coming into the starting 11. The referee for today's game is the highly experienced Zach Keenan, assisted by Connor Evans and Jay Hudson. The 4th official is Aidan O'Connor, and it has just ticked over 6 p.m. local time, and we are ready to go under grey skies, and it is Power going from left to right in their all-blue kit. Olympic in red and white, and it is Power looking to strike early through the red-hot Ethan Kovac. And it is, of course, fitting that the rain has picked up this weekend, and thankfully the forecasts have been, well, this is looking like it's on the more conservative end of the forecasts, and we're just glad that this game can go ahead. Wrapping up some of the action already taken place this weekend, we had a double-header last night. Wynnum Wolves with a statement 3-0 victory over Moreton City Excelsior, and Lions 3-1 away to Rochdale. 2 matches simultaneously this evening. This one at Goodwin Park. Oh, this one as Olympic will take on Penn Powers, the boys from Goodwin Park, I should say, taking on Penn Power. And we also have Brisbane City against Easts from Newmarket. We'll bring you updates from that one as it unfolds. Here's driver inside for Joseph Hitchcock making his first start of the season, the Power number 4, and it's Woolley at the base of the Power midfield, and as he collected late, it may not matter because it could break for Gray. He'll fire that one across, and it's easily taken by Simpkin. Messina looking to break through as he finds no luck against Scott. A bit of a shift from Olympic in terms of tactics. I was expecting Ty Cobb to be operating as the de facto striker from the start, but it looks like that'll be Lewis Greenwood with Declan Warnes and Cobb flanking him on either side, and Reed will be slotting in at left back. The coaches, even after a number of pre-season fixtures, are still working out their combinations. Kenzie pushing forward and winning possession for Power. Leck escapes Sono, moves it out wide for Gray. Loft it towards the back post, hoping for Messina, but it is Simpkin there to knot it behind. Pardon, that's a replay from last night's game. Another chance for Penn Power. 2 weeks ago, Mackenzie was a regular target from these set pieces as a dozen bodies in the 6-yard box. This time they go near post, dealt with by Olympic, and Sono looking to switch the play out to the near side. And will the ball hold up before it goes out? And no luck for Cobb. So we've got 2 reunions of sorts from the starting 11s with Danny Driver and Dan Leck. Coming off extended spells in red and white. Numerous grand final appearances. Beautiful ball through now for Cobb. Can he get a boot to it? And just puts it wide. And there was a touch on it from Thurtell, so it's going to be an early corner for the visitors. And overcomes Kenshin Takagishi to take. Can he fizz this one in as it's near post? No dramas for the defender. Can Cobb make something happen? As the former Brisbane Roar and Gold Coast Knights winger. Greenwood will loft it very deep, and it's been able to find a teammate. He'll try and square it. Warns, no luck there, and now it could break for Power. Messina to tee up Kovac, but Scott is there with the intervention. Rory Scott back in the starting lineup. There you go, Olympic switching it out to the left, finding Reed. Now Cobb on the turn. Kogan to Annis Wade, and Olympic opting for a patient approach. First touch by Cobb to control that long diagonal ball, but as has been the case for most of this season, no luck trying to get through Reece Gray, the Power wingback. There's no shortage of heavy hitters on the bench. Olympic will also have their nominal striker, Kai Flemington, who spent last season with Penn Power after winning the 2024 FQPL Golden Boot with Easts. Just 6 goals for Power last year as he was relegated to Super Sub duty behind Nia Joseph. throw in down the line. Power, no sweat dealing with that one. Might be raining, but it is still very, very muggy out there. So those runs are going to get tougher and tougher as the evening rolls on. And the offside flag goes up very quickly against Warnes. Feeling out period of this match is continuing. Will be the first side to really look to throw a punch. It could be Power, if not for the quick thinking of Duke. See his offense line quickly to react to that, and he could be called on again if Power can muster something. Gray curling ball to the back post where Simpkin was waiting. Hitchcock passes up the shot. He can do some damage with that left foot. Or Sono, the opposite number 8, will do the damage on that occasion. Free kick for the home side. Short by Woolley as Power will look to play their way through Olympic. Curling ball, and again it's Simpkin underneath. As we've seen him at centre back at times this season, but is in probably his preferred role of right back. Looks like he has found a home at Olympic after time with the Raw Youth and Brisbane City. Foul committed by Annis Wade. He's left Hitchcock on the ground, but free kick is taken. It's back on with it. Now Olympic breaking forward through Warnes. Gishi looking to slide it through. It's picked up by Driver. It's the 17th head-to-head meeting between these sides in the NPL FQPL era. Power with the head-to-head advantage, 11 wins to Olympics 6, including the last 6 matches, 5 in the NPL and 1 in the 2024 Kappa Pro Series. 5th round game. So that was the competition Olympic would... That was 2023, I beg your pardon. Now Joseph in behind the Power defence. Nia Joseph, as he'll try and curl it straight off the head of Scott. Desperation defending, and Joseph is looking dangerous 12.5 minutes in. Set piece for Power. Hitchcock at the near post, and this one's a deeper delivery, and it's over the top of everybody, behind for a goal kick, which Duke will take. Olympics' last win against Power came 2023, round 6 of the NPL. It was a Dan Leck hat-trick. Josh Woolley, the scorer for Penn Power, and it was Royce Brownlee's last game in charge of Olympic before Chris Grossman took over, which was also during the Aaron Phillip hiatus. Coughlin was the coach of Power at the time. Since then, Chris Grossman, who I'm told celebrated his 29th and then some birthday yesterday. This is his 93rd game in charge of Olympic. 40 wins, 15 draws, 38 defeats in all competitions. With 81 games as the Raw NPL coach. From season 2020 to early 2023. Such is the nature of football. As the handball appeals go unheeded. Gray getting away from Sono. Space to deliver into the box. Cut away by Kogan. Greenwood. Feels like he was fouled. Mr. Keenan disagrees. Now Leck tees up Gray. First time delivery. That might have even been a shot towards the near post. And it goes high and wide. Goal kick for Penn Power, for Olympic, after that Penn Power shot goes wide. So such is the nature of local leagues coaching, depending on how you class it. In the 12 NPL Queensland clubs, Chris Grossman is the second or third longest serving active coach at the moment, behind Cam Miller, who took over at the start of 2023, and Aaron Phillip didn't have that break from Penn Power, and he took over again at Power about a month after Grossman took the reins at Olympic. Quarter of an hour played at Newmarket. Still scoreless between Brisbane City and East. It's looking significantly drier there than it is in this match. As McGowan goes for a run. Leck is backtracking. Hitchcock was the deepest Power player. Very far forward, no way through Kogan, but it's now 2-on-1 for Olympic, with Leck presenting for the short throw-in, back for Driver. Flipped over the top, and behind it goes, and Simpkin was just giving a late little clip there from opposite man. Zach Keenan just noting that. No further sanction. And Some questions about the football. That one is tossed behind and a spare will be brought in. Jumped just a fraction too early for that one. Fertel launches it and Kogan is ahead of Messina, looking to gather up the second ball. Annis Wade positioning himself smartly on that occasion. "19 minutes played here at AJ Kelly Park. Still waiting for the first proper salvos to be fired. That one is well off target from a long way out. Watching round 3 of NPL Queensland on FQTV. James Coughlin bringing you all the action on this Saturday night special. Power and Olympic is also have score updates from Newmarket with Brisbane City and East also scoreless. That could be broken now for Power as there was a brief stumble from Kovac and it just opened up enough for Duke. Keenan waves away any half-hearted penalty shouts, as I think did the Olympic Ultras positioned behind the visitors' bench. Easts have a breakthrough in their clash as it's Andy Pengelly heading home from a tight angle off a corner. And with plenty of goal-scoring experience, Pengelly opens up the scoring there. Andy Pengelly is actually the second leading goal scorer for Penn Power in the NPL FQPL era with 44 goals in 2 seasons. And there is the man he is trailing, the number 8 Josh Woolley with 50 in 8 seasons, well 8+ seasons now. McGowan afforded space and pass just reaches Messina, getting through a couple of Olympic players. And the driver has been caught on the ball. Cobb, can he get away from him as he'll try and square it? And Greenwood cannot direct that shot goalwards. Hitchcock will shield it behind, but it is a corner. Hitchcock, I think, realised that last touch might have come off McGowan. It is a corner for Olympic. Chance for Takagishi to deliver an outswinger on this occasion, and only positioning of the Olympic bodies that it's going to be towards a corridor of uncertainty if it can get past the man at the near post, which it did not. Headed behind, another corner. It's Cobb presenting the short option, watched by Joseph. ball and just over the head of Simpkin. Now Warren's trying to fashion space for the shot. Really get it to Annis Wade. Curling ball towards the 6-yard box, and the offside flag has gone up against Olympic as that attack will fizzle out. A couple of the absences to be noted as well. So for Olympic, Tom Larkham and Sazdo Georgiev are out, as is Brandon McMorrow and Amram Yango. For Penn Power, Mundy is serving the game on his ban after his round 1 red card. Slade Stokes and Solomon Valdemariam with the under 23s. Now finds Gray. Exchanging passes with Leck, and that has the potential to be a dangerous combination all season. Leck and Gray is continue to work to get on the same page. Top it goes. Duke is alert to the danger and will happily put that one onto the roof of the clubhouse. At least try to, as it bounces back into the field of play. To extend their start to the season. Round 1, they had that hard-fought win over East here, playing 72 minutes with 10 men after Monday's red card. Slightly more smooth sailing last Saturday. Away to Magic United. Joseph, Messina and McKenzie all getting on the score sheet. For Olympic, they had that dramatic 2-1 win over Lions in round 1, and then last week had no answer for Wolves. Jackson Simpkin scoring in that 3-1 defeat. Well, with the way Wolves have started the season, 3-1 is no drama. Now Joseph, he's gotten in behind Scott, and was there contact? The power players certainly think so. Joseph has stayed down, and well, Zach Keenan was unmoved. Those appeals went away pretty quickly as Messina played a beautiful ball over the top, and the replay in the booth. Joseph was definitely looking for the contact there, although you do wonder if there was enough of from Scott to knock him down that way. In this instance, we'll defer to Mr. Keenan. A slightly better angle of it. Messina battling for possession, loses out. Simpkin trying to cut inside, gets away from Joseph, and now Joseph has gone down. That is going to cause some nervous reactions on the power bench as star striker is gone to ground. No stop in play for him to receive treatment just yet. Cowan's bringing out the fast footwork to no luck. Looking for the 1-2 with Sono, and Driver will thump it clear, and now we will have that stoppage in play for Nia Joseph to receive treatment, and the power bench is asking a couple of questions of the fourth official on that occasion. Not sure if it's over the penalty shout they had before, or the fact that play wasn't stopped instantly when Joseph went down, although for the latter at least, I'll say it wasn't a head injury. It's at the referee's discretion on whether or not play should have stopped. Joseph is back on his feet now after receiving the treatment. And through the trials for the Kappa Queensland Cup, which came out yesterday. If you're watching the FQ social channel, starting with Penn Power, they will be making the trip to Nerang in round 4. Should they be successful on that occasion, round 5 will be at home for Nambour Yandina or Newmarket. And if they are successful again, round 6 will be Robina, Moggle, Southside Eagles or Ripley Valley. Meanwhile, for Olympic, they are at home for Samford in round 4. Round 5 will be Ipswich Knights or New Farm. And round 6 will be one of East's Lions, Holland Park Hawks or Mount Gravatt. And should Power and Olympic will both be fancying their chances of returning to the national stage of the Hahn Australia Cup, having both made it to the round of 32 in 2025. Now we're going down to Western Sydney Wanderers here. Olympic took on Brisbane City at Newmarket. Warnes is felled as the cross goes in. Keenan once again unmoved. He is happy to let things play in the opening half hour of this match. Zach Keenan. Simkin launched that one high up into the sky. Greenwood goes aerial and he is upended and has stayed down after that. The jump that from a long way out and wouldn't have looked out of place at the Gabba. Greenwood is still down as he landed very, very heavily. Yeah. Over 100 appearances for Penn Power. Lewis Greenwood in his second season at Olympic now as the captain, and Ian Woolley happily exchanging handshake after that one. No real malice on that occasion. Gray to be that creative spark off the right flank. Midfield arm wrestle continues. Plays it inside, Annis Wade. Simkin brings it forward and it's collected by Woolley. Back it goes for Duke. And either team produce a moment the next 12 plus minutes. Give themselves an advantage heading into half time. Hitchcock. For Driver. There you go, Olympic. A bit of space for Greenwood, clips it inside for Annis Wade. Blindly fires it. Now Warnes with the heavy touch is forced to go away from goal. Greenwood getting it back. And a sliding challenge from Kovac. The American wide man does his job backtracking. Ball in just over the head of Scott, and Kogan on the follow-up. Almost chested it goalwards. Still 1-0 between Brisbane City and Easts. Still waiting for that first goal. Here at AJ Kelly Park is diagonal as Leck looking to haunt his former club. The way, and now switches out for Cobb. Reed in space, but Power back in numbers quickly. Under 10 minutes to go in this first half. Sono. Pass just too far behind Reed. Scott doesn't quite get the bounce to cooperate to nod it back. Leck just takes it off the foot of Mackenzie. Gray looking inside as that pass is strong enough to reach its target. Gray out for McGowan. Takagishi picks the pocket of Mackenzie as Greenwood is wrestled back, and that is going to be the game's first yellow card, going the way of Connor Mackenzie. Sono. Fast footwork now getting it for Takagishi. Gets away from the first challenge and buries it in the far corner. The marquee man delivers for Olympic and they have a 1-0 lead with 7 minutes till half time. And doesn't he love that? Got away from the tackle of Driver and buried it. Thurtell, absolutely no chance. Olympic take the lead at AJ Kelly Park.
Olympic FC goal scorer number 10, Kenshin Takahashi. Olympic FC 1, Peninsula Power 0.
We were wondering who would produce that moment of magic to break the deadlock, and it is Kenshin Takagishi. Coming off a 8-goal season for Moreton City Excelsior last year. His second goal for Olympic. Opened the scoring in the Kappa Pro Series quarter-final against Logan. There are a few more enjoyable players to watch in NPL Queensland. Power looking for the instant response as Kovac is winding up for the long throw. Hoists it the 18-yard box and pretty, but Olympic clear it away, but only as far as Driver, and there are 3 players waiting for it. It's headed goalwards by Mackenzie. Duke claims on the follow-up, and now here go Olympic looking to go from one end to the other. Greenwood just stops the ball in its tracks, looking to turn provider, but how about the tracking back from Penn Power, although it may have come at a cost as Woolley was just clutching at that hamstring. Might be worth monitoring when he comes back into frame. Hogan. Hopeful ball forward as Driver cuts that one out. Woolley is in the center circle, still stretch out that hamstring if it is an injury. End is 9. He may try and see it out to half time. Avoid having to use a substitution window too early. Woolley. Blocked, but Power there for the second ball. It's cleared away. Keep an eye on Woolley there as he was able to stretch out, but he did not look all that comfortable trying to win that battle for possession in midfield. Thurtell is going to have to get back quickly to avoid conceding the corner, and he has done just that. Quick to apologise was McGowan for that back pass. Sono going to keep it in along the byline, but McGowan too strong and smartly plays it off the midfielder for a goal kick. So that Takagishi goal in the 39th minute broke a very, very long goalless drought for Olympic against Power. The last goal in this fixture in round 6 of 2024 here at AJ Kelly Park. Nathan Dunn, in the 53rd minute of that match. 353 minutes of play against Penn Power without a goal. No wonder supporters in red and white enjoyed that one, and now Power. Break forward through McGowan, and is just a bit too narrow for Gray to get on the end of. Happy to still take chances are Power, and you get the feeling that their opportunities are still to come in this fixture. Goes to Gray. Leck plays it to Keenan, but Joseph is able to react quickly to that one. Woolley calling for it in midfield. How's that? Hamstring plays the pass around the corner and just a bit too tight on the angle. Woolley is fouled on that occasion by Greenwood, who can only look up at the sky in frustration. Just too quick for Lewis Greenwood on that occasion was Woolley. Get another test of that hamstring as it's Woolley with the left, Leck with the right for this free kick in the closing minute of first half normal time. 4 men in the wall for Olympic. There it is, Woolley to strike, curling ball, and oh, that was close to something special. For half a second I thought that one might have gone in, but hit the frame at the back of the goal. Let's see what the replay shows us. And that was wide by not a whole lot. Takagishi, I think, was expecting support out wide. A rare wayward pass. Ale just went behind the bench. I thought for a second he might have been getting ready to come onto the pitch, but I think that might be a nature calling situation. Now in first half stoppage time, Olympic 1-0 up over Penn Power. Hogan offs it long, and Olympic there for the second ball. Greenwood back on his feet quickly to keep possession for Olympic. And he can only play it off Messina as Gray just clatters into him. And Sono is arguing there was an elbow in that challenge, as on the bottom of your screen right now, and entirely sure there was an elbow, but might have been caught on the calf there, Greenwood. Although, as to his credit, King has been very, very consistent with that, as it's getting a bit heated at Newmarket. Trying to turn his man. Driver says, not this time. And Powell will go down the sideline. Duke will happily take his time for this goal kick. On the 48th minute of play. By Cobb, and that is going to be a foul by Driver, who doesn't necessarily agree with that decision. And I can kind of see where his argument comes from, but Keenan feels like there was a foul, and a chance for Olympic to double their advantage in what will surely be the final attacking raid of this first half. into the 49th minute. Deep delivery, and that will be it for the first half. Kenshin Takagishi's 39th minute goal is all that separates these two sides. We are going to step away for a brief break and be back with the second half after this on FQTV. It is time for the second half in this round 3 NPL Queensland clash, coming to you from AJ Kelly Park on FQTV. I'm James Colgan, bringing you all the action as Olympic hold a 1-0 lead, courtesy of that man about to kick us off, Kenshin Takagishi. And the sides have swapped ends, and it is now Olympic going from left to right on your screen. As Power will take an early throw in. Also underway at Newmarket, with East still up 1-0. As McGowan will shield that one to allow Thurtell to come and claim. Just confirming it is 1-0 Olympic. Takagishi, the goal scorer. Connor McKenzie, the only player in the referee's notebook. Yellow card just before that goal was scored. And Kane Gibbs is on for Penn Power. Looks like as a replacement for Josh Woolley, who we did see grasping that hamstring right before halftime. So some more attacking firepower coming up for Power. Messina brings that under control on the halfway line, shifts it out for Gray. Slide that through for Joseph, who tries to keep it in, and he is clattered into, and Joseph copped a heavy knock in the first half, and that is going to be a yellow card shown there for Matt Reed. Not a whole lot of protests. Just missed that on the replay. As he certainly left his mark on Nia Joseph, who is still down, requiring treatment. What is it? One yellow card apiece now. Taken a couple of knocks in this match, but he's back on his feet. Gives the wave that he's all good. And just confirming that halftime change, Gibbs on, Woolley off. Free kick goes to Gibbs at the top of the box, and awkward for him to control. He still got the shot away. Couldn't beat the wall of red and white in front of him. Nor could he beat Greenwood on that occasion. So a long way back to Thurtell. Gibbs draws the foul off Annis Wade. Now the break could be on for Olympic through Warnes. He's got Cobb to his right, plays it to him. Cobb, we know he can hit them from range. Cobb isn't allowed to get a shot away, as McGowan with the block. Wasn't easy from Cobb just to get that strike away, but McGowan too experienced to let that one trouble him. Another corner for Olympic, and quick update from Newmarket. Andy Pengelly has scored for East. It is 2-0 now to the visitors on that occasion. Corner is dealt with on the first attempt, and Reed has a wild swing at that one, and Thurtell watched that one fly into the netting behind the goal. Kogan over in cover, and the hole of the ball had crossed the hole of the line, so it'd be a throw-in. We did have the match kick off in the midst of a downpour. Checked the radar at half-time, and it's maybe tempting fate, but it's like we may avoid too much more precipitation over the next 40 or so minutes. Of course, if this is famous last words, they get clipped up before too long. Leck from range. Try to tee up a teammate, but Reed alert to the danger, and we'll play that behind at the cost of a corner. Leck wearing number 20. Saw him donning the 7 for Olympic for so long after his move from the Brisbane Roar. Goes the corner, finding the head of Reed, and it's still there for Power on the follow-up, but Duke he grasps that one. Now long throw in for Cobb. He's got a couple of defenders to beat. Opts not to directly take them on. Watched closely by the aforementioned Leck. Just holds it up, waiting for support to present itself, which it has now. Warnes cutting back inside, back heel for Sono. Simpkins waiting at the back post, and instead the low ground pass is taken by McGowan. But Olympic getting the ball straight back. Here they go again, shot on towards the near post, well taken by Thurtell as Takagishi was on the ground in the box, but see a whole lot of anything on that live picture. Kogan ends it up, and Scott has to make sure that was a confident header back to Duke. Takagishi was hoping for a return pass. I'm not sure what the plan was off that one. Kovac is fouled pretty much spot on the halfway line. Cutting back inside is Messina. Gibbs keeping it moving. Leck to the right. Now back for Hitchcock, who is almost playing as a de facto third centre back. And there was a initial free kick there, which Olympic certainly don't agree with. As that would have been what was pulled up with Takagishi on Leck. And that was a free kick with a little bit too much power on that one as it evaded any potential target in blue. So Dan Leck, he joined Olympic and had a phenomenal spell there as one of the standout players of 2021 season. 59 NPL goals for Olympic, which remarkably, if my numbers are correct, is more than the entire Olympic matchday squad have for Olympic. Of course, it does come with a little bit of an asterisk where this is a very new squad that Chris Grossman has assembled, so it's not entirely out of the realm when you lose such an experienced player. Will that one stay in for Simpkin? It won't. Danlick is the second NPL goal scorer for Olympic, and here is Cobb looking to climb up the rankings, and it will go wide. And despite the half-hearted appeals, that is going to be a goal kick. And just a cheap turnover in midfield is collected by Anis Wade. Gibbs is collected late by Sono. Nice touch off Simpkin, so it will be a throw-in. Approaching the hour mark at Newmarket. East 2-0 up over Brisbane City. Kovac winning a free kick. No, throw-in, I beg your pardon. Some quick thinking by Scott will prevent the corner, as one could very easily fallen behind. This be a long throw-in from Kovac. We have targets to aim for at the near post, and coming on to meet it was McKenzie. Olympic able to repel that threat. Driver there as the sweeper. Keeping an eye on the benches, as we might be getting close to that time where the changes could be coming. And did that come off the hand of Sono? It did, with the arm outstretched. Has been the case for pretty much the entire match. Zach Keenan, eagle-eyed. Lick just over the head. And it's fallen for McKenzie, pinballing around. Taken by Duke. It's some nervous moments at the back for Olympic, as Power will press for the equaliser. Just over the head of Hitchcock. Allowed to run for Simpkin, who's got space in front of him. So goes for Anis Wade. And Power once again presenting a very organised defensive unit that is proven to be very tough to break down. 2 clean sheets to start the season. That streak finally broken by Takagishi 6 minutes before halftime. Kogan out for Reed. Crossman continuing to direct traffic from the sideline. Greenwood trying to get by Hitchcock, but no follow-up luck from Gray, who just adds on to the pile like it's the back of a ruck in rugby. And after all of that, there was a free kick for Penn Power to come from that. Yeah, perhaps it might have been for a potential jersey pull. There you go, Power on the attack. Again, Joseph. Too far from goal to what he'd really like to do, which is on the score sheet for the second week in a row. Trying to feather it through for Nia Joseph. Kovac couldn't get there in time. This match is now being played at a walking pace as the crowd on the near side trying to speed it up a little bit and trying to pick out a target at the back post. Duke happily brings that one into his grasp. An even split of matches in NPL Queensland this weekend. 2 last night. Wolves 3-0 over Moreton City and Lions 3-1 away to Rochdale. And tonight we have the simultaneous kickoffs. Brisbane City trailing East 2-0 and unable to convert on a procession of corners. Feature match tonight. Olympic 1-0 up over Penn Power, although that could change if Reese Messina has anything to do with it. Reed sliding in, as does Takagishi, and some desperate defending for Olympic. Could open up a chance on the break, but Greenwood really attacking the 3 men back for the home side. And coming up tomorrow, Brisbane Roar B hosting Gold Coast United at 2 p.m. and then Magic Gold Coast Knights in another Gold Coast derby at 3 p.m. And then some midweek action coming up as well in the Kappa Pro Series semi-finals. Lions and Moreton City on Tuesday evening, 7:30 p.m. And then it's a match that we saw on numerous occasions late last season. Brisbane City hosting Olympic. That is 7 p.m. Wednesday. Quite fullback passes to centre. Centre holds it, but Power now finally pushing forward. Moderated by Simpkin. Another corner coming in. Duke needs to be commanding of his area. Got the punch away, finds Sono. Greenwood trying to hold it up. He's battling against a couple of Power players. Kovac just barrels his way through. Ethan Kovac. Now going to the byline, looking for the cutback, and cleared away by Kogan, who is trying to get his team operating with a bit more urgency on that occasion. But here is that spectacular solo effort from Kovac. Long throw in to be launched on the second attempt. Greenwood gets it to Cobb. He's got Warnes in support, and Gray will commit the foul, and will that be another yellow card? And it will be Reece Gray picking up a booking. And changes coming for both sides right now. So we'll just await confirmation of who will be making way. So it is Joseph Hitchcock coming off. His first start of the season. And I just missed who was the Olympic substitute. There it is, Hiroshi Miyazawa coming on for Power. 12 games, 5 goals for Olympic last season. The ex-Olympic players in the matchday squad today are now all on the pitch for Penn Power. Now Kovac, McKenzie in support, instead looks to cut inside himself. Kovac gets it out now for Gray. So Reed over to cover, I beg your pardon, and there's a wasted ball in.
Substitution for Olympic FC number 17, Declan Horns, replaced by number 9, Troy Flemington. Substitution for Peninsula.
Thanks
Power,
to
number
Craig.
4, Joseph Hitchcock, replaced by number 9, Hiroshi Miyazawa.
So attacking substitutions for both teams. And the two number 9s are on. I'll refrain from making the joke that the unofficial off-season trade participants between Miyazawa and Flemington, the two number 9s, are now looking to have their say in the final 22 minutes of play here at AJ Kelly Park. It's round 3 of the NPL Queensland season. James Coughlin bringing you all the action on FQTV. Pleasure to have your company on this Saturday night special. Miyazawa battles for the ball and gets it. The follow-up from Gray, and on the turn, it's quite what Gibbs would have been hoping for on that occasion as he sprayed that one wide. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around it and get the necessary purchase on it. Wade chests it down and play it off. Gibbs for a throw in for the visitors. And I'll tell you what, it is an absolutely brutal game at Brisbane City. Just about every time I look over, Player is down. Speaking of, foul on Greenwood. Parsons currently down for East after a heavy touch, and now back to the action here. Free kick lofted in. It could be there on the follow-up for Flemington, and the offside advantage was there, and it wouldn't have counted anyway had Flemington have been able to bury that chance. And Simpkin is getting pushed back, and he'll take the throw in, chested down by Cobb. Now Takagishi gets to Greenwood. Now Olympic have created an overlap for Simpkin. Inside Greenwood, can he bend it around? Two players waiting. Confident punch away by Thurtell. Repels that attack, and it could be on now. With the counter, it's Joseph trying to work his way through. Kogan will just punch that one clear as he recovered well, Sam Kogan. As you would have thought, for all money from there, Joseph would have at least been able to force a save out of Duke, if not beat him outright. Actually, it looks like it's going to be a throw-in. Zach Keenan has blown his whistle for something. Gowan has made his way forward for this long throw. And something is happening down the other end of the pitch. The ever-present assistants in the crowd offering some advice to the match officials. A 2 + 2 = 5 logic would suggest it's an Olympic player down injured. Kovac, the low throw, and it's met by McKenzie, who's a regular target at set pieces, and it could be on now for Flemington, but Thurtell read that one well off his line to clear it away. Sono. Again, clip it over the top before Flemington, chests it down, still going away from goal, and so we'll try and square it from a tight angle. Could well have been half shot, half cross. McGowan over for Messina, who is sitting very deep now as Olympic will have to repel a large number of bodies in blue. And Philp going for the attacking approach now. Simpkin can work his way through, gets it out for Cobb, and the attempted pulling behind that power back line. Mackenzie quick to react. And East have just made it 3-0 at Newmarket as Josh Langdon was caught a long way off his line and dispossessed for an easy walk-in goal for the visitors on that occasion. Will we have a second goal here at AJ Kelly? It's Cobb, and just too high over the bar. Power survive. And that could have been the chance to secure a vital 3 points. And he just couldn't get that one under the crossbar, Ty Cobb. So will that get replayed for Olympic as moment they'll come to regret? Power certainly pushing forward to try and do so. Bodies forward now to aim for. And no foul there for Leck taking down Annis Wade. No way through Simpkin. And now Cobb with a chance to atone. He's pushing forward. He's got space. Will he take the shot himself? We'll go back to Simpkin. He couldn't score 2 goals in 2 weeks. Simpkin could he, as he is wrestled to the ground there by Kovac. And well, it's getting a little bit fiery between those two, as is a throw-in now for Olympic, as Simpkin will make the case that perhaps there should have been a free kick for the arm wrapped around him on that tackle. And I suppose just like Nia Joseph earlier in the match, it could have been given. But Keenan is happy to let this match flow. And another stoppage.
Substitution for Peninsula Power, number 24 on Mackenzie, post by number 23, Ivan Ozzy.
And there we go, Ivan Ozzy coming on, so even more attacking firepower. In the form of Ivan Ozzy. Three career senior goals in all competitions across his time with Lions and Brisbane Roar B. 52 games, 16 NPL goals. 3 senior seasons. As he will provide a physical presence for Power to try and capitalise on. He's already taken up that station as the target man for this attack. He'll try and get into the box to get on the end of from Gray if he can get it away, but he's watched closely by 2 Olympic players, and Annis Wade will concede the throw in. Throwing in Aussie, trying to control that one. Off to back post. Miyazawa rises highest. On the follow-up, it's Joseph, and blocked away by Scott. 10 minutes of normal time remaining. The Olympic to hold on. They could very easily have been up 2-0. And now, with Power pushing numbers forward, try and pick them off on the counter-attack. Flemington pressing from the front, but Power still in possession. Quick thinking by Gray, gets it to Joseph. Going away from goal, still gets the cross in, targeting Aussie. He gets the header, can't direct it goalwards. On the return from Miyazawa, meet the first man. Leck with the volley straight into the midriff of Annis Wade. Totally sure he's got a hand growing out of his rib cage. McGowan, it's it to Leck. From deep in, looking for Miyazawa, and he didn't attack that one. Still falls for Kovac, right-footed ball in. On the follow-up, it's Takagishi. Anywhere will do. Wrestling for the ball is Flemington and Messina. Cobb comes in to lend a hand. Flemington on the ball, and he is cleaned out late, and much to the chagrin of Messina, that is going to be a free kick. See the physical battle for the ball, and Messina was just half a beat late on that one, and Flemington, I don't think he's cramping, as now it is the former Olympic duo of Leck and Driver, replaced by Anshu Ale and Josh Phelps. So the bench has been emptied by Power. Phelps returning after his suspension in the red card in the Kappa Pro Series quarterfinal loss to Brisbane City. Wade with Aussie bearing down on him, gets it away, and Reid is pulled down from behind, and Aussie only raises his hands for that one, and the Olympic bench and supporters feeling like that could have been a yellow card, but nothing doing there from the pockets of Zach Keenan. By Greenwood. Power chasing an equalizer, and too strong was Sono with a well-timed tackle. Now Flemington in behind. Phelps has to be careful here, but the experienced defender does his job. Heavy coming together. as play shifts over to the near side. Kovac, can he have some joy here? It's been a rough night for him. He's teed up Miyazawa, and Scott quick to react. Power shifting it around. Good break for Miyazawa. Curling ball. No luck finding Aussie with that one, as Gibbs has fell, but it could break for Kovac from a tight angle. How did that not go in? I think he's asking the same question, Ethan Kovac, as it went right across the line. Duke must have gotten a touch to it because it is a corner. And that leg of Lachlan Duke keeps Olympic up 1-0 with 4 minutes of normal time remaining. In goes the deep corner, finds Kovac, heads it back into the mixer. And Olympic just happy to see that one away. Despite the attempts to push that throw in forward a few more metres. Quite a clean release, but still one on the first attempt by Phelps. Now headed goalwards. Joseph hoping to get on the end of that one. Miyazawa, and that is going to stay in. Kovac storming after it, and Cobb just keeps that in. Ale back to lend a hand, but now Cobb for Takagishi. He's got a few to work his way through. Takagishi, and from the tight angle, so close to a sealer at the back post for Flemington, and it just evaded his foot. Behind it goes for a goal kick, but how about the work there from Takagishi and Greenwood? There were any appeals for a penalty, but quick to wave it away was Kingman. Power again. Been tough sledding, but they have had some chances in the last couple of minutes. Into stoppage time at Brisbane City, as East still holding a commanding 3-0 lead. Fortnight is a very long time in football when East couldn't break down a resolute Power here at AJ Kelly Park, and they went on to beat Brisbane Royal B last week, and a big win over City as Power need to find something. And they'll have a free kick after Miyazawa was felled in back play. I think it was by Takagishi. Miyazawa was definitely collected late, and no advantage had accrued, and Kovac comes the delivery. Phelps makes the run, but it's an outswinger, finding the head of Miyazawa, flicked on by McGowan, and Joseph cannot direct it goalwards. And a frustrating night for the Power attack continues. No way through the Olympic defense just yet. And Aussie with the header. Oh, that is spectacular. A late equaliser. Ivan Aussie announces himself at AJ Kelly Park. And what a way to do it. Beautiful ball in from long range. lead-seeking missile finds the forehead of Ivan Ozzy. And he is off the mark in his second appearance for Penn Power.
Peninsula Power 1, Olympic FC 1.
And as the 90 minutes has expired, Olympics resolve has been broken, and Aussie with a forearm shiver to the back of Greenwood's neck. Adrenaline might be pumping, and it's a little bit fortunate. And it's frustration for Olympics, so close to what would have been a drought-breaking win over Penn Power, and a real statement of their own. Kogan stepping out of defence to pick up that ball. But now we are at the discretion of Zach Keenan. Kovac encouraged to take on Simkin, and almost from one side of the pitch to another. It could fall for Gray now with the strike, and it's deflected. Duke's reflexes tested. And he is up to the challenge, but a touch of Cobb pulls back McGowan, and that is going to be a yellow card shown to Ty Cobb in the 92nd minute. I think from the crowd screaming amateur was asking who was refereeing that game a couple of minutes ago. Happy to offer his advice. So late drama at AJ Kelly Park, and Power look like they are in position to escape with a point. A game of few chances. Ivan Ozzy took his. That is why we are at one apiece. Sono with the check. Now, do Power have a chance to really break Olympic hearts with this late set piece? Gray comes over to take. There's that second ball from a free kick on the opposite side of the pitch that triggered an equalizer. Phelps, Aussie, both likely targets for this one. Deep delivery, and too deep. Will that be the final chance for the home side? Duke, who hasn't put a foot wrong, neither keeper really has. Launch it long, and now Power coming forward in numbers. It's controlled by Joseph. Will he fancy a strike from range? He's got two Olympic players trying to shut him down, and he does enough to win a late corner for Power. Miyazawa slipped and did a good job just to keep that attack flowing. So over comes Joseph to take. Everyone back for Olympic. Towards the spot. Hannes Wade wins the header. It falls for Kovac. He'll keep it moving for Gray. Clip the ball back, looking for Miyazawa, and Power with a late show will nab a point from this match. Olympic left to rue, missed chances, and it finishes Penn Power 1, Olympic 1. That's going to do us from AJ Kelly Park tonight. I'm James Coughlin. Thank you very much for your company. Good night.